So yeah, I think nutrition and hydration is really important. Good sleep's really important. What else?
Meaningful activity. Meaningful and purposeful activity. So that could be work, that could be hobbies.
Does it have to be with someone? Can it be on your own?
I don't know. I joined a choir, didn't I?
Yeah.
I decided that I was a bit boring and didn't really have any interests or hobbies outside of home, and that it would be good for me to join something. And myself and a couple of friends just like had a chat, and we all decided to do something different. And I joined a choir.
And you love that though, don't you?
No, I've been going for a year. I stand at the back miming. Love
No, you
it.
don't. You sing and you know you do and you fucking love it.
Singing away.
And when I was...
But I don't talk to anybody there. Not really.
Well, no, let's not fucking push it. Like, and I went to jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
Off the back of being off, I took myself there. Well, I didn't. Richard took me there, actually.
You wouldn't go though, would you? You needed a bit of a ticking off.
And this is something we can move on to. I always feel weird talking about my own mental health. Is it weird?
No?
Like, I don't want to talk about my mental health like I'm trying to get sympathy from people.
Well, you don't believe in sympathy, do you?
No.
Because where is it in the dictionary?
Between shit and syphilis.
Exactly.
But some people know, some people don't know. I've suffered from depression and anxiety.
You had another one as well, didn't you? After the prison service.
Yeah. They tried to say it was PTSD.
But no, it was more of an acute stress reaction, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
acute stress reaction. But more recently, I was off with depression and anxiety. Fucking hell, I'm getting anxious just talking about it. Like, it's fucking silly, but I think it's still fairly prominent at times, but you can manage it. And I think a lot of people have that. So when I was off with depression and anxiety last time, like, it wasn't a massive period of it, was it? 2 months? I was off sick. Coming off the back of that was when I needed to get into the meaningful activity, because I was fucking sitting at home all day, not really doing anything, sleeping in the day. The one thing we're saying we shouldn't be doing. So I forced myself to do something different. And one of my friends, Richard, reached out and said, there's jiu-jitsu. And I don't think he knew at the time that I was going through shit, because I didn't tell anyone about it. There's this jiu-jitsu class. He said, do you know George? I was like, no, I don't. He said, yeah, you do. No, I don't. He said, well, come along. And I was like, yeah. And I thought to myself, I can't remember whether we had the discussion about it or whether I just did it in my own head. But I thought, I've got to go. I've got to get out, and I've got to get better. And I didn't think, I knew I wouldn't go. So I told Richard I would, because I know if I told him that I would,
you wouldn't want to let him down.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to let him down. And fucking hell, like, the day leading up to going to do that, I wound myself up all day to the point where I was nearly sick. And I went, and it fucking changed everything for me. It really did. And I'm not taking anything away from what you did or what the kids did or what going to a professional did, because that all helped. But just taking myself into an environment like that, and the club was great and the lads there were amazing. Just that little bit of meaningful activity and enjoying it, and then actually looking forward to going the next week, was just such a massive change for me. So I think when you talk about meaningful activity, we can talk about sleep, we talk about food, we talk all that. That's the easy stuff. Like, taking yourself to do something is really fucking hard.
And anxiety, it's like, it's what keeps us safe, isn't it? Anxiety, and it's based in fear. And like, you heard of the fight and flight response, and You comfy?
I'm not comfy. Is that? Can you still see me? Am I too
Yeah,
short?
I can see you. Yeah, anxiety is kind of that fear of I'm going to keep myself safe and I'm going to run away. And pushing through that is really difficult.
Mm.
But then the sense of achievement when you have. And the reality is, like, what's the worst that's going to happen?
Yeah. And you said that to me this week, didn't you? So I did like 8 months at the jiu-jitsu club, and then because I took on like the stuff from the fitness hutch and I had like more clients coming in, just didn't have time to go anymore. And I haven't been for over a year, and I'm going to go back. I said, New Year, I'm going back. I want to start doing jiu-jitsu again. And I was supposed to go Thursday, and my stupid fucking head wouldn't let me do it. Like, I wound myself up all day. And you said to me, what's the worst that's going to happen? What's the worst that's going to happen? And I'm like, what is the worst that was going to happen? But in my head, I couldn't get there at the time I wanted to get there. So I was going to have to get there late, and I was going to have to walk into a room full of people that I didn't know. And in my head, all these people had known that I'd fucking not been there all that time. And it was just, I really wound myself up about ridiculous. I didn't go. And then the next day I was like, fuck, I wish I'd gone.
So what are you going to do this week?
Probably the same.
You're not? You're going to go?
I'm going to go. I am going to go this week. I didn't 100% commit to anyone that I was going to go last week, but I'm going to, if I tell someone, yeah, I'm definitely coming this week, then I get to the point of, right now, I can't let them down because I've told them I'll go. So if I tell George, the guy that runs it, say I'm definitely coming this week, George, 100%. Then on the day, I'm like, oh, now I'm torn because I don't want to go, but I can't let him down. So then I'm completely stuck, and then that makes it even worse for me.
But you're not letting him down, are you, if you don't go?
No, and he wouldn't.
You're letting yourself down.
Yeah.
Because you want to go.
I do really want to go because I really enjoyed it.
So you're going to go? You're going to put your big boy pants on.
Big boy pants. Not as big as I was, though.
I'm going to suck it up and take a deep breath. Blow it out. And think, what's the worst that's going to happen? You can always picture in your mind everyone naked.
What, and then go and roll around on the floor with them?
No, but just think of people in like a silly scenario. Think of them with like big clown boots on or something.
That doesn't work for me. I've never understood that. Does that work for people?
Some people.
They're like public speakers that say that you should imagine the crowd naked. I'm like, ugh, fucking hell, put some clothes on.
I think...
Oi, fatty in row 3.
Iron it.
Yeah, fucking hell. Are they tits or football socks full of sand? Can't work out.
Stop it. That's mean.
What? There's not even anyone there. Who do you think I'm being mean to? You're being mean to a hypothetical naked fat lady.
With saggy tits.
Saggy tits.
Anyway, stop it. Be serious. I think jiu-jitsu and fitness and not letting people down, they're really important things to you, aren't they?
Yeah.
And part of your moral compass. So that's where anxiety comes from in terms of, for you, is it's a fear of letting people down.
So
what's good sleep?
We've gone backwards.
No, I'm just revisiting sleep.
Okay, so good sleep. I would say at least 8 hours a night. Not staying up. I mean, this is general, isn't it?
Yeah.
For the everyday person. Like.
So good sleep hygiene.
Yeah, okay, so turning your devices off before you go to bed, an hour before. Maybe reading a book. I know we don't do this. We don't practice what we preach. But not having your face in devices. People that go and lay in bed and then look at their iPad, turn it off and go to sleep.
Right.
Caffeine before bed. Fucking hell, we're rubbish at this, aren't we? Caffeine before bed?
Yep. So I would say the most important thing for sleep is routine.
Yeah.
So establishing, like, if you think about babies when they're born, they don't have a sleep routine, and you have to teach them a routine. And like, what do you do? Bath, bottle, bed. Bit of self-soothing in the night. back off to sleep. And then eventually a child will learn to go to sleep independently and wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
And we learn those habits really young, and we forget them. So for me, a good sleep routine would be thinking about, actually, what time do I need to go to bed? What time do I need to be up? And trying to maintain that routine throughout the week.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And I think, like, obviously there's room for manoeuvre. Like we have Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays off, so often our bedtime on a Friday and Saturday's a lot different to that on a Monday. But if we've got to be up early on a Sunday morning for football, it probably isn't that indifferent to in the week. But having that routine of, what do I do before I go to bed? And some people have a bath, some people have a shower, some people don't like showers because they can like wake people up. But avoiding things like caffeinated drinks, so tea, coffee, Coca-Cola. After 6 p.m, they reckon you shouldn't really have caffeinated drinks.
But you could have decaf. You could still have drinks, couldn't you? It depends how much you want it, and I think that's a real big factor, and it's something we haven't talked about. Is how much do you want it? How much do you want to be able to sleep? How much do you want to improve your mental health? How much do you want? I mean, you can relate this to anything, and when we start talking about coaching and life coaching, this approach to me needs to be implemented by everyone. I see so many people, and there was this really famous Joe Rogan clip where he talks about, I don't like these I can't get a break guys. People who sit there and say, oh, I just can't get a break. Go make your own fucking break. Don't spend your life only doing the things that you can do. Dedicate your life to trying to do the things that you can't do, because that's how you improve. And I know so many people that I've spoke to through the fitness hutch. When we talk about losing weight, they don't want to stop eating Chinese 3 times a week. They don't want to stop eating big packs of fruit pastels. They don't want to get up earlier. All you've got to do to lose weight is get up an hour earlier and exercise for an hour before your day starts. Get up, or even half an hour cardio. Get out of bed half an hour earlier. That's it. People don't want to do that. And I think it's the same when we're talking about here. People don't want to give up caffeine. People don't want to turn the telly off an hour earlier. They don't want to improve their mental health enough to make them sacrifices.
But I think, like you say, we're not the greatest advocates, because we often sit on our devices right up to bedtime, or drink a coffee 9-10 o'clock at night.
But we wouldn't if we weren't sleeping.
And that's the difference. I won't have like a big drink at 10 o'clock because I know I'll be up at 3 needing a wee.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. And I think we can talk about, yes. So right now, if somebody's watching this and they want to know how to make their mental health better, not because they're struggling, we're not talking about crisis. We're not talking about what they'd need to do immediately if they're in crisis. I'm talking about people improving their mental health. The first thing you need to do is sit there and say, how much do I want it? How much do I want to change my life? Because improving your mental health is going to improve your life completely. Do I want to? And you see these people that go onto a plant-based diet for 4 weeks for vaginanuary, or what it's called. I don't know, something like that.
It's veganuary.
Yeah, the vaginanuary. People do that for a month. But I think you've got to ask yourself, how much do I want it? Do I want to give up smoking? Do I want to stop smoking weed? I know people that smoke weed, and they'll go, oh, I smoke it because it helps my mental health. Right? You're a mental health nurse. Right? Tell me right now, does smoking weed ever help your mental health?
I've not seen it help.
Does smoking weed make your mental health worse?
It makes people a little bit paranoid. It makes people a little bit depressed. They might get good sleep, but it's not valuable quality sleep. It's just stone sleep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've not seen.
What about mushrooms? So a guy commented on the video. So I posted the podcast from last week on a well-being group on Facebook. This guy come back and said, you should really try psychedelic mushrooms. That they were prescribed to me, and it's improved my mental health like tenfold. I was like, I haven't commented back to the guy. I'm sat there thinking, I'm pretty sure that psychedelic mushrooms aren't going to help your mental health.
I'm pretty sure they're not available on prescription either.
No,
Well, not in this country anyway.
no. Here you go. There you go, John. Go get yourself some magic mushrooms, duck. Have them in a tea or a soup. A nice soup. Like, they don't, do they?
No.
So if anyone who's watching this has seen the comment from this guy talking about get yourself some psychedelic mushrooms, probably don't.
No. Just have some fried with your healthy grilled bacon.
So then, just because time's cracking on, to summarise a little bit, when we're talking about improving your mental health right now, we're talking about getting better sleep, in a routine, getting a routine of good sleep.
And a balanced, healthy diet.
Yeah, and again, in a routine.
And eating regularly as well.
Yeah. I think routine seems to be a real big key, doesn't it? Get yourself into a routine of doing something you enjoy. What did you call it?
Meaningful activity.
Meaningful activity. Right? Get yourself in a routine of doing meaningful activity. And just them 3 things. And avoid too much depressive stuff.
Yeah.
Doom and gloom.
Well, weed is a depressant.
Yeah. Alcohol.
Alcohol is a depressant. Bad news is a depressant.
So if you're watching bad news while drinking a beer and smoking a spliff, and then going, oh, I'm so depressed. Yeah, duh. That's like throwing yourself off a brick wall and going, oh, I'm in pain.
But there's a difference between being depressed and feeling unhappy.
Yeah, there is. And I think...
So what you were talking about before is like a clinical depression, where it's measured against... not measured, but there weren't any specific reasons as to why you were depressed, and it's all the chemicals firing in your brain have all come out of balance. So the medication and then all the practical stuff that you did.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
people can feel fed up or down in the dumps or having a bad day. That's not depression.
No, and so when we're talking about this then, are we talking about, so if you are clinically depressed, you can do these things that we're talking about, but you should be getting help.
Yeah.
But if you're just a miserable cunt...
I think if you're clinically depressed, your ability to see things positively or your ability to see solutions to things are really limited. And that's when you need professional help to offer you some guidance as to how to redirect your thoughts and how to then do some of the things that we've suggested. Whereas, like you say, if some people are naturally more miserable than others.
I like being miserable at times.
Yeah, you enjoy it, don't you?
But I think if you're sat and you're thinking, actually, my life's a bit shit, I feel a bit miserable, I feel a bit down in the dumps. Okay, so they've suggested these things, I'm going to give this a go. And then you might start thinking a bit clearer to where can I start making some changes? Where because them things are probably going to help you a bit, but inherently then you need to start making some changes in your life as well, don't you? If there's shit, your job's shit, you don't like your husband or your wife, or you're single, you don't want to be, or what can I do? Then you can start making a plan, can't you? And this is what we'll talk about, I think, moving forward is...
how to get a new wife?
No, because I know how to get a new wife, because as we covered in the first podcast, I've done that before.
Aww.
But I don't want a new one anymore because I've got an amazing one now.
Aww.
And you are.
Thanks.
Like, I don't give a shit. Like, you know, people talk about like alpha males and you're not very manly and you shouldn't show affection.
You are manly.
Yeah, I am.
You're hairy and everything.
I am hairy, but you are not just because you're my wife, but you're a fucking amazing person, and you've got me through so much. You saved my life when I first come out of the army.
What, by giving you a dinner?
But no, you did, and you are an amazing person.
We're a team, aren't we?
Yeah.
I
think you got to surround yourself with amazing people. Because it's no good surrounding yourself with nobodies.
Well, if you surround yourself with negativity, it's just going to breed negativity, isn't it?
When someone said to me the other day, iron sharpens iron. Don't surround yourself with a bunch of fucking no-mark losers. Surround yourself with good people, but good, strong people. And that's how you get built up.
Build each other.
Yeah. And I think that's, if you've got to start somewhere though. I mean, if you sat at home going, oh, fucking hell, Monday fucking morning, oh, I'm so miserable, I can't be arsed, and that's when you start going the wrong way. That's when you do start feeling depressed rather than just feeling miserable. If you go, right, I am really struggling, I need to make some changes. What can I do? I'm not sleeping, I'm not eating very well. Well, sleep and eat well first then. Once you're sleeping well and you're eating well and you find yourself something to do that you enjoy, that's when things start to progress.
I say some people are stuck in jobs they hate, aren't they? That, like, absolutely hate them, but through lack of choice and lack of options, they're stuck within that because it meets a need in terms of, I don't know, it's a financial need, if nothing else. But if you fill the other aspects of your life with positive things or things that allow you to have an outlook from that, then that one thing can change down the line, but it's not the one thing that's going to be all consuming of every thought, because there's opportunity to have a good time in other places.
Yeah.
You know, if you had a really crap job and then had a really crap life.
It's when everything's shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you're skint and you've got a shit job and your family aren't particularly nice to you, or you're single, or your partner's crap because they don't help you with the housework, or they don't do anything with the kids, or your kids are fucking feral. When you've got all that shit going on, like,
I'm just going to stick some headphones on and go to another place.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think there is a lot of people out there like that. But then there's a lot of people out there, and it seems to be more and more and more, and of our generation as well, who are just fucking nobodies, who are just, they're happy to live that life. And fair play, anyone can live how they want, but I see people my age, like, push biking through town on the bike. They've got some teenager to steal them from outside cash converter in their grubby old tracky bottoms and their 5-year-old trainers, and they're hanging around with fucking kids that are half their age and smoking weed in the streets. Like, you're 45 years old, man. Like, get a fucking grip of your life.
Man, you're always going to get inadequates, aren't you?
Morons.
Every generation's had them.
Zilches.
Every generation's had them.
I don't get that. And I know everyone's got their own way of living, but I just can't imagine living like that.
No, I can't.
I can't imagine being a 45-year-old man, not having a job, not having a steady relationship, not even having a driving license. Like, not getting up in the morning and going to your job and doing your weekly shop and eating a bit of veg now and again. No, just being having some hygiene, fucking personal hygiene, having a wash, putting some deodorant on. Wasn't it?
You're so judgy.
Yeah, I'm not judging them.
You are judgy.
But it's not judging if it's real. Why on here, right, are you so fucking on the fence? If these cameras weren't on, you'd be like, yeah, fucking losers. What a fucking loser he is. Look at him in his fucking feeler trainers. What are they? Feeler cunts?
Oi. No, I would not. No, but we shouldn't judge people by our own standards, because
I'm not judging them.
No, but if someone came into our house, some people that I know, they'd be like, fucking scruffy fuckers. Because we can be scruffy at times.
I had this conversation. Do you know what? This is the second podcast. This is sound really bad now. This is the second podcast where I'm going to talk about a conversation I've had with my colleague's wife. So, having a conversation with Kaz today about the house sitters. We know they do the house sitting. And she said, I was thinking about us doing it. And I said, have you ever been anywhere scummy? And she was like, no, not really, because like you have to pay for it and it's quite expensive. So it tends to be quite privileged people that do these house sits or ask people to come and sit in their house. So I'd said that we were planning on doing it. And she was like, well, if you need anyone to come and house sit you while you're away, we'll come and do it. And I was like, but we'd be the scummy ones. We'd be the fucking... And she was like, oh no, your house is really nice. I'm thinking, fucking part of our house shipping in.
Only the bits we've shown her.
Yeah. So we've got three and a half rooms that we haven't done anything with since we moved in. We've got a couple of nice rooms. We'll just stay in these ones. Making a video, shut that door. I want anyone to see in the junk room.
Oh no. And it's National Appreciate a Penguin Day today.
Fucking, do you know any penguins?
Percy.
You know Percy that lives down the road? Yeah, he's a fucking penguin. Is he?
No, it is. It's National Appreciate a Penguin Day.
Oh, which one? Which penguin do you appreciate?
The ones in the Galapagos.
So, all right, what we appreciate him for? Thank you for eating all the fish and living in the cold places.
No, the Galapagos ones live in the warm places.
So what? What the fuck?
It's Appreciate a Penguin Day.
Okay, so we'll appreciate penguins.
I just thought I'd mention that.
So, shall we wrap it up again?
Appreciate a penguin.
Wrap up a penguin. You could pick one up.
Pick up a penguin.
So,
eat well.
Eat well.
Sleep well.
Sleep well.
Get out.
Do something fun.
Do something fun.
Does it have to be getting out? When we talk about the meaningful activity, does it have to be getting out of the house?
Well, meaningful activity can be shopping.
But can it be gaming?
Yeah. But
So something you enjoy.
But you do need to get out of the house every now and then.
Yeah, I agree. I think you should.
Exercise.
Yeah. I think getting out of the house, getting fresh air.
And I think, I don't like exercise.
Do you not?
No, I'm not keen. I don't like that. You know, when you get hot and sweaty. Don't like that feeling.
I thought you enjoyed that.
And I don't, like the day or two after when you've done exercise and like your limbs hurt.
That's because you don't do enough of it. Your limbs wouldn't hurt if you did it regular.
I don't like that limb hurting feeling. But I don't not exercise.
How are you so hot?
Because I've got a jacket and a jumper on.
Oh, man. Fucking hell.
But
no, hang on, because we've established you don't eat much fresh fruit and veg.
I do eat
You like fucking donuts, cakes and biscuits, and you never exercise.
I eat vegetable soup. That's got vegetables in it. Just got to think about different ways of getting it in you, haven't you?
You're trying to think of ways of getting it in you where you don't have to exercise. Is that what you're saying?
So, I eat Sunday dinner.
Yeah.
I like cabbage and broccoli and potatoes and peas and carrots. I just don't like a lot of fruit.
Yeah.
But fruit's not good for you.
Too much fruit's not good for you. Well,
they reckon...
It depends what fruit you're having.
Veg is better than you in terms of your 8 a day.
Yeah, veg. I would say veg. Limited. Limit your fruit, but like if you got to vary it. Berries, blueberries, raspberries. I don't know. I'm not as keen.
And then I like soup.
Yeah, soup's pretty good because you can have anything in soup.
So bread. I do eat vegetables.
But exercise then.
And I walk.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So like I walk every morning. I walk the dog every morning. Every morning I think I can't be fucking arsed with this.
I stopped driving to the shop.
Yeah, only when we...
I can't remember the last time I drove to the shop, but I used to all the time. I'd always drive to the shop.
Yeah, just the one just around the corner.
Yeah.
We always walk to it now.
But it's about a 15-minute walk there and a 15-minute walk back. That's half an hour, isn't it?
It's not 15 minutes there and back.
No,
it's about 5 minutes.
Not
there
if we go your speed, like bloody.
15 minutes there and 15 minutes back if you spend 10 minutes walking around Home Bargains for no reason. That's when it's 15 minutes. It's not 15 minutes to the shop.
It is.
What, from our front door to the front door of the shop takes you 15 minutes?
I don't know. I timed it.
In half an hour in the morning, I walk all the way down the side of the river, past the windmill, all the way down past the houses.
Yeah, but you've got a dog and you're like that.
Over the bridge at the very bottom, and then all the way back down Horncastle Road, and back over the bridge and back home. That only takes half an hour.
Right.
There's no way just to the shop and back takes you half an hour.
I've got littler legs than you.
What are you doing fucking moonwalking there?
Oh, I don't know. I'll have to time it next time I go.
So your exercise then can just be getting out of the house and walking, can't it? Getting some fresh
Walking.
air. I know when I walk in the morning, I can never be asked to go, and then when I get out, like I've made videos while I've been out walking, going, it is a really good day to be alive. It's gorgeous out here.
I did hula hooping for a while.
You are now obsessed with convincing me and anyone that's watching that you do exercise.
I did skipping.
You didn't do hula hooping for a while. Let's put this into context. You bought a weighted hula hoop and used it once. That's not hula hooping for a while.
I used it more than once, and then you put it up high and I can't reach.
You was going to start training with me in the gym. How many times did you come in?
I can't reach it. I'm like, I can't go.
How many times did you come in the gym? Bear in mind, we've had the gym nearly 2 years.
Oh, I've been in there about 5 times.
No, how many times have you? No, not how many times you exercised in there. How many times you've been in there and done exercise with your clothes on?
Loads of times.
How many?
About 5 times.
No, you fucking haven't.
I have.
2 times.
No, not 2 times.
2 times.
No, not 2 times. You've got dementia.
I haven't.
I'm the professional.
Okay, so I think we've got some good content. I think we've got some good information for people.
Bit of exercise.
We'll put some.
Avoid the Jaffa cakes.
We'll put some ideas in the description.
Moderation.
Moderation and routine. Routine's really important. We've always had good routine.
That's because you're ex-military. If we go to Alton Towers, we've got a routine. Here is the map. We are going to go round in this formation. You're like from, right, we're going to the other side of the park. No one's there yet.
Yeah, get there.
Steel march.
Start at the far end.
Steel march?
Steel march. No, it's not got a steel march. I don't even know what it is you mean.
Anyway, that got us on 24 rides in one day.
It did. Got to have routine. The body works on I can't remember what they called it. We'll have to turn this off in a minute.
Biorhythms.
A celestial cycle.
Right.
Is that right? Yeah. Celestial cycle. So like when you fly somewhere, that's why you get jet lag.
It's biorhythms.
Yeah. You get jet lag and then your body's got to readapt. And it's the same when you're dieting. That's why you get hungry when you're dieting, because the body's used to eating. If you start cutting out breakfast, you'll be hungry in the morning. But within a week,
I learned something the other day, and it was following speaking to a dietitian with regards to somebody with an eating disorder. And actually, you know that hunger pang. If you don't eat for 24 hours, you lose that.
Yeah.
And that's why people can maintain not eating, because they don't actually feel hungry.
Yeah,
and the way to encourage appetite back, because appetite's something that can be lost when people are low in the mood or depressed, is by smelling food. That reinstigates
is it really?
So often people with eating disorders, they'll take them a meal, and it's normally quite pungent, strong smelling foods, and they'll just leave it there, and then it reactivates the hunger signals, and people start to feel hungry, and then we'll start to eat again.
See, that's why we've got you. That's why the fitness hutch has got you on board, because you know shit like that.
See, there's one little diamond there.
There we go. You see. But no, I didn't know that. But yeah, I did know about the hunger. And I wouldn't say 24 hours. I think 24 hours of not eating and then the hunger goes is a stretch. 3-4 days maybe. But then once you get into it, it's quite easy. I've been limiting my calories and intermittent fasting for nearly 2 months now, and it's easy.
But you say 3 or 4 days, but that's eating something throughout the day. But if you was, and I'm not saying anyone should, because they shouldn't, but if you were to eat absolutely nothing, then after 24 hours you wouldn't feel hungry.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I see what you mean. Yeah, I'm talking about...
That's more like disordered eating or eating disorders.
Yeah. I'm talking about if you're trying to diet and you're cutting out breakfast. For the first 3 days, you might feel hungry at breakfast time. Eventually, your body will get used to not eating at that time, so then you won't feel hungry. And it's just getting in that rhythm. And once you get into that routine of eating, sleeping, exercising, getting up at the same time, going to bed at the same time, that's when your body and everything will adapt, and you'll feel better.
Yeah.
Cool.
with some positive and meaningful activity and some good relationships, friendships.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool.
So
remember, what you got to do.
So achieve your goals. I purposely didn't do that at the end of my last video. So if you've enjoyed this video, then you need to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe. And on the screen, so I forgot to say this, on the screen at the very end, as we're coming up now, there will be another video that you can click. So it'll be part 1 of the podcast. So if you've accidentally come to, and this is the second one, isn't it? It's not part 2. So this is the second one. If you haven't watched the first one will be on the screen now. If you could just give that a click. And there's a grey circle, the Fitness Hutch circle's on there as well. If you click the Fitness Hutch circle, it'll... are you going?
No.
It'll subscribe to our channel, and then as we do more of these, then it'll come along. Also, just leave us a comment in the below. Just let us know if there's anything specific you want to see. So until next week, go out there and
make friends.
Improve your health.